Have you ever sat next to a friend doing math and wondered if they were even from Earth? You open the test and see a bunch of squiggly symbols that look like love letters written in alien language. While your friend glances at the problem once and their hand starts flying across the page like they're signing autographs at a fan meeting. 2 minutes later, they lean back and breathe out like they just poured themselves a glass of water, while you're sweating like someone running from debt collectors. People love to say those kids are just naturally smart. Born with good genes, studied at elite schools, or had parents who invested in them early. Sounds convincing, but honestly, most of that is just fancy excuses we tell ourselves to feel better. The truth is much simpler, they just learn differently than you. There's no secret wooden box with a family math scroll inside. No underground club called the 0.5-second Math Understanding Society. And no magical book passed down to chosen ones. You're not bad at math, you just haven't been taught the right way to learn it. And the good news is, everything that makes someone good at math is a set of techniques you can absolutely learn. Number 180 IQ. No genius certificate, no math Olympiad medals, and no tiger parents required. The first bitter truth you need to swallow is that understanding a lesson and being able to solve problems are two completely different worlds. Like milk tea versus unsweetened tea. During class, you nod along like you're vibing to your favorite song, thinking you get everything. Then test day comes and you stare at the problems like you're looking at your ex. Familiar, but you just can't communicate. It's not because you're stupid, it's because you're suffering from the most common disease in math history, the illusion of understanding. Math isn't learned with your eyes. Math is learned with your hands. Watching someone else solve math is like watching someone play a video game. Looks easy. But the moment you hold the controller, your character spins around like it's dancing. You have to solve problems yourself, right? Make mistakes. Fix them. Good math students treat each problem like a gym workout for the brain. Every problem is a representative. The stronger the brain gets, the quicker the reaction. They look at a problem and instantly know where to attack instead of waiting for the universe to send them a signal. But the biggest difference between average students and great ones isn't how many problems they solve, it's how they solve them. Most people finish a problem, see the correct answer, close the book, and celebrate like they just won the lottery. Good students do the opposite. Okay, that works. Now, is there another way to solve it? It sounds unnecessary, but that's exactly how they force their brain to see the problem from multiple angles, like shining lights on a room from different directions to reveal every detail. Take a quadratic equation. The average student memorizes the formula and calls it a day. Good students try factoring, completing the square, and even linking it to the parabola graph. This tinkering creates true understanding. When you grasp the essence, you don't need to memorize. Your brain naturally connects the dots even when the problem changes. Sadly, many people love jumping straight into advanced topics like derivatives, integrals, complex numbers, and matrices just because they look cool, while they still stumble reading the multiplication table like they're sounding out words. The harsh truth is, true confidence comes from basic foundations. Good students aren't ashamed to review fractions, common denominators, division, the stuff that sounds like first-grade homework. Meanwhile, others think it's embarrassing. But those basics are the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, anything you build on top collapses. If you feel like you have gaps in your knowledge, going back doesn't make you weak, it proves you're smart enough to fix it. 1 month rebuilding your basics can save you years of confusion. Then there's a habit that sounds silly but works like magic, the mistake journal. Who likes writing down their errors? Messing up is painful, and writing them down feels like documenting your failures. But that's exactly what separates people who stay stuck from those who improve quickly. Most people erase mistakes and redo the problem just to get it over with. Good students stare their mistakes in the face like a doctor examining an X-ray. Where did it go wrong? Why did it happen? Was it carelessness? A sign error? Missing information? Or simply not understanding the concept? Every mistake is a bug in your brain. If you don't fix it, it will come back to haunt you, especially on test day. Because the universe loves trolling you with the exact type of problem you always mess up. Then comes understanding and memorizing, two things that sound contradictory but are actually the perfect duo. People say, don't memorize blindly, and that's true. But if you only understand without memorizing, you'll walk into the exam thinking, wait, was it plus or minus? Good students understand first, then memorize. Understanding tells you why the formula exists. Memorizing lets you use it instantly like a reflex. That frees your mind to think about solving the problem instead of trying to recall the steps. Another insanely powerful technique few people use. Teach the lesson you just learned. Sounds goofy, but the effectiveness is scary. Just stand up and try explaining it as if teaching someone, your mirror, your wall, your cat, whatever. You'll immediately discover gaps you never noticed. Your brain refuses to be vague when you're trying to explain something to someone. If you can teach it smoothly, you truly understand it. If you stumble, you need to study again. And finally, none of this matters if you study only when deadlines are looming. You go a week without touching math, then cram 4 to 5 hours straight before a test. Burn out, and hate math even more. Learning math is like brushing your teeth. A little bit every day, calm, consistent, and incredibly effective. Just 15 minutes a day beats 3 hours once a week. Seeing math daily trains your brain to stop fearing it, turning it from a monster into a normal part of life. Learning math becomes a form of mental exercise. And eventually, you'll realize being good at math isn't about talent, it's about habits. Great math students don't necessarily study more than you, they just study more regularly, more smartly, and above all, more consistently. Not the study 10 hours today and crash for a week kind of consistent, but the run a small distance every day until you become a marathon level runner kind. Persistence isn't doing a lot in one day, it's doing a little every day without quitting. It sounds simple, but it's the secret most people overlook. You don't need to change your entire life overnight, you just need 15 minutes a day. Those tiny sessions stack up like dripping water slowly carving into stone. You won't feel it on day 1 or day 2, but after a few months, your math reflexes get sharper, your knowledge sticks longer, and you stay calm when facing new problems. And one day, you'll surprise yourself, a former math phobic, solving problems without trembling. If there's one message I want to emphasize, it's this: you can be good at math. You just need the right method. The only thing holding you back isn't genetics, IQ, or your school, it's the way you approach the subject. If you learn math with your eyes, you'll always feel weak. If you learn with your hands, you'll become sharper and sharper. If you solve a problem once and move on, math will always feel hard. But if you revisit a problem and try 2 or 3 new approaches, you'll see it open up like a layered puzzle box. Avoid mistakes and you'll repeat them forever. Face them, analyze them, write them down, fix them, and you'll eliminate those bugs in your brain faster than you expect. And if you only understand but don't memorize, you'll panic in the exam room. But if you understand and memorize, formulas will pop into your mind like flipping on a light switch. Once you can teach concepts clearly, you'll own that knowledge at a whole new level. Your brain treats it as mine, not something borrowed from a textbook. But all of this only becomes powerful if you do it every day. A little each day, not a lot, just consistently. Eventually, math stops being something that gives you headaches and becomes something satisfying to conquer. Some days, you'll even enjoy solving a tough problem. The kind of joy gym goers feel when they add a little more weight, a bit of pride, a bit of excitement, a bit of, whoa, I actually did it. Those small wins build into big confidence. People think being good at math is something you're born with, but really, it's something you train. Someone who trains correctly will always beat someone who's naturally smart but trains wrong. You simply choose which group you belong to. Right now, you might be thinking, but I've lost all my basics. I can't catch up. You can. What's exhausting isn't the lack of fundamentals. It's the way you've been studying that makes everything twice as heavy. Go back to the basics, the childish stuff, and you'll feel your brain lighten up. Your confidence return, and from there, climbing up becomes easier. There's nothing embarrassing about starting over. The only embarrassing thing is staying confused when you could fix it. If you want to start, begin with the smallest thing. Redo an old problem you got wrong, without looking at the answer. Or take a problem you solved correctly and find a second method. Or spend 15 minutes reviewing fractions, common denominators, polynomial division, anything you're weak at. Start small and you'll stay consistent. Stay consistent and you'll improve. Improve and math stops being scary. You'll realize something funny. Math was never as hard as you thought. It just got back at you because you treated it carelessly. But once you treat it kindly, bit by bit, every day, it becomes incredibly logical, beautiful, and even addictive. Many people who once feared math end up loving it. They love the feeling of understanding something new. Oh, so that's how it works. That moment when confusion turns into clarity. And that clarity doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's built from every problem you solved. Every mistake you corrected. Every new approach you tried. Every explanation you practiced. These moments stack up into something solid. And once you're solid, you'll realize how far you've come. You'll even laugh wondering why you ever thought math was a nightmare. You'll see yourself grow, more patient, more resilient, stronger. Being good at math isn't just about math, it builds sharp thinking, discipline, the habit of facing and fixing mistakes, and the ability to see problems from multiple angles. These things stay with you for life, not just in the exam room. In the end, you'll understand, what you conquered wasn't math, it was your past self. The one who thought you couldn't do it. And you'll be proud you didn't give up, even if all you did was show up for 15 minutes each day. And if this essay helped you realize something, share it with the person who always says, "I'm just not a math person." So both of you can rewrite that sentence into, "Oh, turns out I just never learned it the right way." And if you want more content on effective learning, logical thinking, self-study skills, or how to conquer tough subjects, just say the word. Thank you for reading all the way to the end. I hope you soon turn math from an enemy into a mental gym, and more importantly, rediscover the smarter, stronger, calmer, and more confident version of yourself, the version you can absolutely become if you start today.